What is this link? Aditya Arun. Access denied.
But yeah, the gem file is not opening up.
Acha, wait. Okay, you got this link, like the link which you shared.
Yes, dear.
Okay, try sharing. Try using this one. Is this link working?
Server error key.
I don't know what is the problem. So I think we should start. Do you have another class
Like,
like
bhaiya,
from
you
now?
have shared a gem file which is not opening up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Wait.
थोड़ा सा
No, see the latest link, like the last one is there right now.
बोलो
Yeah, mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Richa Chaudhary, Mike. Okay. So no problem. Those who are left, they can watch the recording. Let's start this. Okay, so this session is just basically to introduce you to what Coders Club is and what we will be doing in this club, basically. So my name is Cyril and I'm one of your mentors, Coders Club mentor. Uh, with me, there are two more guys. One is Sheshadri and one is Anshu. So they can't join, I think, because of the same reason. Room is full. So let's continue for now. Okay, so I'm audible, right? Just put a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So first, let's see what we do in Coders Club. So basically, we will be taking teaching sessions for you. So we will be teaching you what do you say concepts like binary search. There are a lot of concepts in coding. So we will be teaching the topics one by one. So the class will be basically we will be taking some questions, we will be solving them in class, and then we will be what do you say learning the concept that we are using in that question. So we will be learning by practicing questions in the sessions. So that is the first thing that we will be doing in the session. So after that, we have to solve a lot of DSA problems. So basically, to understand DSA is basically data structures and algorithms. So it is the core of computer science. So if you want to do anything like, even if you want to go into development or anything, you have to at least know what are the basic data structures and algorithms that you can use with different programs. So these data structures are same, like they will be common for most of the languages. So whichever language you choose, you will be having these data structures and you can use those algorithms wherever in whichever language you want. One second. Okay, so yeah. So that is DSA. So for practicing DSA, actually, in the Coders Club group, so those who are in that group, they can just look at the Drive link, which I have shared in the description. So that is basically the common drive where you can find all the resources that you will need for your practice. So I have shared a lot of Excel sheets. So you have to take any one of them. You have to practice all the questions. So I think if you solve all the questions from a single sheet, you will be prepared enough for an interview. So that will be enough just for DSA. So after that, we will be conducting regular contests weekly. Yeah. I have heard that problem a lot. Lot of people can't join the group because of limit. So we will be creating a Telegram group. We will be sending all those to you later. Don't worry. We will be creating separate groups for your batch so that what do you say? You can join and solve the questions. Don't worry. We'll be doing that after this session. So that is about what do you say DSA. The next thing is regular coding contest. So every week we are planning to conduct a coding contest for you. So we'll be using a website called binarysource.com. So you can go ahead there and check out once again. Try just Google this, you will see the website. So you will be practicing weekly contests on this site. So we will be sharing the link, you will be joining the contest and you will be solving questions. Then we will be taking the screenshot of your leaderboard after the question. So we can, what do you say, reward you according to your performance later. So apart from this, we will also be having a monthly coding contest where you will be we will be taking contests in HackerRank. HackerRank is a, what do you say, platform that is better than binary search, because in binary search there is a small option where you can cheat. That's why we are taking a monthly contest also where in HackerRank. So you will be practicing there. I will be talking about all these platforms later, so don't worry. After that, we will also be sharing you links for the online contest. Like there are a lot of online contests that will be conducted by different organizations and websites. So we will be sharing them so you can participate them on time. That's it for what we do. Okay, so now let's see what is competitive programming. So basically, competitive programming can be seen as a mind sport. Like uh, it is just like chess or any other mind sport. You will be given a lot of problems and you have to solve those problems using coding. That's it. The only catch here is that the person who solves most number of programs, most number of problems in the least number of times will be ranked higher. That is the basic, what do you say, crux of competitive programming. So you have to be very fast. You have to know all the data structures. You have to think fast. You should, your code should run fast. Like there is a time limit under which your code should solve that problem. So that is it for competitive programming. So that is all, like what is basically that is competitive programming. We will be talking more later. Okay, so why you should do competitive programming? So this is the very common question that very juniors have, like why we should get into competitive programming. So first thing is that as you already know in interviews, like if you go to interviews, there will be a lot of rounds. Like there is a technical round, there will interview round. After that, there are multiple interviews also. So the first part of any coding interview, if you go for, what do you say, companies like Amazon and Google, that will be coding round. Even if you get into the interview round, you will be first have to, what do you say, solve coding round. So what basically happens in the coding round is that they will give you a lot of problems. They will ask you to solve these problems in a particular amount of time. So if you don't know how to solve questions faster, you won't be able to solve them. You will be able to solve one or two. You won't be able to solve all the questions, or what do you say, enough questions to get into the next round. So that is one thing that competitive programming helps you with. The other reason is that it improves your coding skills a lot. Like you will be, what do you say, you will be able to write code very fast. Like you will be thinking faster. Second is you will be able to debug problems. Like you will be able to find errors in your problems much faster if you have practice in competitive programming. Then your mathematical and logical thinking will of course increase, because competitive programming uses a lot of maths. So if you are already very good at maths, so competitive programming should be easy for you comparatively. So the last thing is DSA. So of course DSA skills will also improve. If you want to write your code, if you want your code to run faster, you have to know different algorithms, different data structures that you can use to improve your program. So DSA, your DSA skill will also increase if you are, what do you say, very good at competitive programming. Okay, so okay, that is all. The one more reason is that you can publicly demonstrate your coding skills. Like most of the websites, like there are a lot of websites. We will be talking about all the websites later. So in those websites, according to your performance in different contests, they will be giving you ranks, ratings, or stars. So there are scenarios where companies just call you according to their rank. If a person is a 5-star coder or a very high level coder, like red coder in Code Forces or 5-star coder in Code Chef, we'll be seeing what are these platforms in a bit. So if you are very good at, what do you say, in that platform, you have a very good rank or a very good, what do you say, rating. So companies can directly call you according to that also. There are scenarios there. So as far as, okay, one more thing. This year Prabal Bhaiya, as you must have heard that the one who he got into media.net. So he was also a competitive programmer. So he was, I think his rating was 1,400 or 600 in code forces. And he also shared his experience. I don't know where is the recorded lecture. I will ask someone if he can find or not. So he shared that. So he said that competitive programming helped him a lot. Because of competitive programming, what do you say? All his interviews with media.net was very easy. And he also mentioned that if a person does not what do you say, if is not what do you say, well versed with DSA data structures and cannot solve problems very faster, so it for him the interview would have been very difficult. So that is another reason why you should get into CP. Like if you are very good at CP, then interviews will be very, very easy according to him, because he has the experience. That's why I'm telling. So the next thing would be to talk about popular coding platforms. Okay. So to get into competitive programming or solving questions, DSA, anything, there are a lot of online platforms which you can go to and start solving programs, start solving questions, start practicing. So one of the most popular platform for beginners would be HackerRank. Like HackerRank is the first website that every beginner should go to, because the questions are, what do you say, more beginner friendly. The UI is very good, and you can easily understand how the competitive programming platforms work if you are starting with HackerRank. So after HackerRank, you can go either to Codeforces. Like Codeforces is very popular. Like most of the good coders in our college also use Codeforces. Or you can also go into CodeChef. But there are some drawbacks of CodeChef, but I will tell you later when I will go to that platform. Then there is HackerRank, HackerEarth. So HackerEarth is also same as HackerRank, but it is more. I think it is more. What do you say? Focused on contests and hackathons. So if you are more interested on hackathons and challenges, hiring challenges, you can go for HackerEarth also. Then you have CodeChef. Okay, so in CodeChef is another, what do you say, very popular platform after Codeforces if you want to get into competitive programming. So there are different types of contests like 10-day long challenges, cook-offs, lunch times, and all. But why people don't prefer code chefs is that because there is a 10-day long challenge, and what is it, people tend to copy a lot. Like there are a lot of solutions on YouTube. So what people do is that they go to YouTube and search for the solutions. So what do you say, when the companies come, sometimes they might look into your history also. So there is a chance that people may cheat in CodeChef. That's why CodeChef is not that better. But compared to that, I would suggest you to start using Codeforces, because Codeforces is very good. I think they release one contest every week, so you can, what do you say, regularly do contests, and there are also a lot of problems to practice, so you can do that also. So the next platform is AdCoder. AdCoder is actually in Japan based, but I haven't used it a lot, but I have heard that it is very popular. So you can try that also if you like that. The next thing is LeetCode. So the platforms which I have mentioned here, like Codeforces and CodeChef, are basically purely for competitive programmers. But LeetCode is a website where you can, if you want to go, what do you say, practice DSA like data structures, you have to go LeetCode. You have to go with LeetCode, because LeetCode, the questions in LeetCode are more focused on interviews rather than competitive programming questions. Like it is more focused on your logic, like concepts. So if you want to improve your, what do you say, data structures and algorithms, you should go for LeetCode. And the sheets that I have shared you in the link mostly will have LeetCode links only, because people practice from LeetCode for interviews. So I think you have to practice LeetCode along with Codeforces. Codeforces for, I think you should go like, you should use Codeforces for your competitive programming contests. Like you should give contests on Codeforces. And if you want to practice questions, you should go for LeetCode. Like LeetCode has a lot of DSA questions. So the next thing is CACS problem set. This is another website where you can practice questions. This UI also is very good for CACS. I'll be showing all these websites later though, so you can see how they look. The next, okay. So now we will talk about some popular coding contests. So starting with ACM ICPC. So this would be like the Olympics of competitive programming, you can say, because this is the most prestigious competition for a competitive programmer. Like if you win this, it would be equal to winning the best competition in any other sports, just like what do you say, becoming a grandmaster. So this is a very prestigious competition. So we will be sharing the links whenever the what do you say, the next ICPC starts. So you can register, you can what do you say, compete. If you qualify, that is a very good thing. You will be rewarded from college. So don't worry. So for that, so your main aim should be to qualify for ICPC basically. Like it is the final, matlab, it is the end. Like after that, you don't need to achieve anything. If you qualify for ICPC, then that is a very big deal. So that is there. So next would be competitions from Google, starting from Hashcode. So Hashcode is a competition that you will be giving in this month, I guess, because the registrations are starting this month. So we will be sharing the link so you can register. Hashcode is basically a team-based coding challenge. So you will be working on a team of 4 to 5, I guess, and you will be given questions. You will be solving them, and according to your rank, you will be qualified for the next round. If you qualify for all the rounds, you will be taken to the world finals. Then you will be going somewhere outside India and you will be giving the competitions there. If you win this is also a very good competition from Google. I think Google hires from this. Google also hires people from this competition. Google hires coders from all their competitions. If you have a very good, if you perform well in the competitions, you will be called for an interview, I guess, in Google's competition. So the next thing is CodeJam. CodeJam is basically same as Hashcode only, but it is an individual event. Like you will be participating individually. There will be qualification rounds, and after that you will be having 3 rounds. So if you qualify all these rounds, you will be taken to finals. Finals will be conducted somewhere outside India, so you can go there and participate. After that, okay, this is the next competition on Google is Google Kickstarter. So this is basically a 8 round contest. So it happens throughout the year. So if you perform bad in first round, also you can give the second round. There is nothing like you need to qualify for each round. You can give all the rounds. I think it is according to all the rounds. After all the rounds, you will be ranked according to your performance. So this happens throughout the year. So it will be, what is 8 rounds will be split into different times. Like one round will be happening this month. After 2 months, next round will happen, something like that. After that, there are competition from Facebook. So the competition from Facebook uh, is called Hacker Cup. So this is also a very good competition, and Facebook hires from this competition also. So if you have a good rank or if you perform well in this competition, you will be called for an interview at Facebook. Okay, then like this, there are a lot of, what do you say, uh, competitions that are organized by different companies. Like TCS is organizing a competition called Code Vita. We will be sharing that form. We will be sharing all the forms, so don't worry. We will be sharing all the links, all the registration forms whenever they release, so that you can register and participate. We'll also be guiding you if you have any doubts. So don't worry about that. But if you want, you can also Google them. You can also search for these competitions on your own. So like this, there are lot of competitions happening. So we will be sharing the ones that you should give, like the very important ones. Okay, so that was all for that. Okay, so now let me just uh, show you how different sites look. 1 second. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see this site. This is Codeforces. So Codeforces is what is a very common website for competitive programming, as I already said. So in the top, you can see there are a lot of options. What you need is this one, contest option. when you get into contest, you can see there are a lot of contests here. These are the past contests that has already happened. These are the, what we say, upcoming contests. Like there is a code forces around 644 that is coming after 3 days. So you just have to press register. Like this, you will be registered for the contest. So whenever the contest starts, you can just, what do you say, enter it and start solving. So let me just show you how to solve this one. Okay, so whenever a contest starts and you enter the contest, you will be taken to a screen something that looks something like this. So these are all the questions that are there in this contest. So what you need to do is basically, commonly the difficulty increases like this. So first one will be easiest and it will start increasing as you go down. On the right side, you can see the number of people who have solved these questions. Like the first question was solved by 18,000 people in 18,000 people like this. So you can see the last question is only solved by 26 people. So this is the most difficult question and this is the easiest question. So if you just open this one, okay, so for each question you will be taken to a screen like this, as you can see. Okay, so these are the question statements. You have to first read them. You have to understand what the problem is saying. Like if you, what do you say, like this problem, okay, I will not be solving this now because there is not enough time for that. So this is the problem statement. Then you will be given the input section. So this section, what do you say, describes how your inputs will be given. So as you can see, there will be T, number of test cases. So there is a T. And after the first input, there will be T lines of N and K. So there are 5 lines of N and K. So this is the input format, and they will also give the output format, how your output should look like. So according to this, your output should be something like this. Okay. So these are the inputs and outputs, and also they will also be giving, okay, so this is the time limit. So your program should execute, or your program should solve the question in 1 second, under 1 second. So this is the time limit given. If your program is very, what do you say, taking a lot of time, you will get an error saying time limit exceeded, something like that. So that's it. Whenever you, after coding the program, you can go to submit code. You can either code your program here, but I won't suggest that. I would suggest you, what do you say, use an IDE, something like Sublime Text or VS Code if you want, and you code your program there. And after coding, you can just copy paste your code here, or else you can just use your file, like the a.cpp or anything, any language that you are using, your code file. You can just choose it here and you can press submit. Okay, you also have to choose the problem for which you are submitting the code. Then you have to click submit. And after submit, your, what do you say? I haven't submitted anything here, I guess. After submitting, what do you say? You will be taken to my submissions page. Here, your problem will be given and your verdict. Like verdict will show if your test case is passed. So actually, what this does is that your code is taken to their, what do you say, tester, basically a tester. So what it does is that it takes a lot of test cases that is generated by code forces, given by code forces, and they will run those test cases with your code. And if your code passes all the test cases, gives correct output for all the test cases, your verdict will be passed. If your code takes a lot of time, it will give time limit exceeded. Or if your code is wrong, then it will give wrong output for test case number, anything in which your code broke. Okay, so that is what code forces does basically. So this was a contest part. If you want to solve questions in code forces, you can go to problem set. So here you can see there are a lot of questions which you can solve. You can sort them according to difficulty also if you want. Then what do you say? You can just start solving. So this is according to the number of people who solve the question. So you can sort this to, what do you say, see the difficulty. If you want, you can, also type the difficulty levels here. Then if you want, you can add tags. Like if I want to solve a question for dynamic programming, I can just type dynamic programming, and code forces will automatically sort all the questions which uses dynamic programming for you. See, these questions use dynamic programming, so they will just show them to you and you can solve them. So that was code courses. So the next one that I will be showing you is HackerRank. So if you have any doubt in between, you can raise your hand, or you can just turn on your mic and ask. Because I'm not looking at the meet again and again. Can you see this? Okay. So this is HackerRank. So HackerRank session also. This will be the platform that you will be initially using. So I don't suggest you to go to Codeforce directly. I suggest you first solve questions on HackerRank. So in practice section, you can see problem solving. So when you go into problem solving, you can see there are a lot of questions here. Wait, let it load. Okay, so in problem solving, there are a lot of questions. So you can sort questions according to difficulty also. Like if you want easy questions, you can go to easy questions. If you want to, one second. Okay, who raised hands?
Me, Abhishek.
Acha, okay.
Can I ask something?
Ask. No problem.
Do we have to make account using this website, means our own Gmail or personal Gmail or the provided by the institute?
Basically, to make what do you say accounts, you don't need to use your college ID. If you want, you can use your college ID also. It is all up to you. Like if I log out, as you can see, there is a register option here. Whenever you go into Codeforces, you can see a register option. If you click on this, you will be taken to this one. So you can register here. You can use any email ID. If you want, you can use your personal email ID. If you want, you can use your college email ID. At the end, it is your account. You have to make a single account that you will be using throughout. So if you have your personal mail ID, you can use that. So with that, you will be making account. I think you can give contest or you can practice only after making an account. So you have to make an account. Anything else? Raj Vardhan, I think the room is full, so you can't join. Anyone else? Okay, do we need to register to pick up a coding challenge? Pick up a challenge in Codeforces? Yes. If you don't register, I think you can't participate in contests because these contests will. Okay, so whenever you give a contest, according to your rank or according to the number of questions you solved, you will be ranked in Codeforces. So according to your rank, your rating will differ. Like if your rank is good, your rating will increase. Like your rating will increase by 12 or 30 or 40. Like if your rank is good, you may get plus 40. If your rank is very bad, you might even get minus 100 or minus 20 or minus 10 according to your current rank. So you need to register if you want to give contest. In binary search, you can use any mail, but use your real name. You can use any mail ID, but try to use your real name, like whatever your name is, so that it will be easy for us to see who you are after the competition. Anything else? I think for MHL, the mail is already received, right? The mail was already sent by Technical Club. You didn't receive the mail? CS50 Introduction to Computer Programming or Start C language. Sure, implement. I think C language will be taught to you by sir, right? Arun sir. I think you should start right away with C++ or I think you should go with C++ only because C++ is most used language. You can also go with Java. Java is also used widely, but I think you should go for C++. C++ will help you more in competitive if you want to focus on competitive programming. No, coding club, if you don't know anything, there is no problem, right? First year only, no problem. I think if you just sit for like 1 month, you can easily understand all the syntax of C++. Then after that, you will take another month to understand what you say. If you keep practicing, wait, let me show you. I will first coding. Okay, coding club is enough for you. I will show you what. Okay, share this tab. I hope you can see. So this is HackerRank page, right? You go to practice. Under practice, C. There is a C++ section. So if you are just getting started with what is a C++, you can go to introduction. You can see there are a lot of questions. The first question is, see, I have solved this. When I was learning C++, I was using this one only. So we will start with hello world, input output. I think it will take, what do you say, a 1 week to, it will only take 1 week to, what do you say, complete till classes. You don't need to learn what classes because you won't be using classes a lot in competitive programming. Let me tell you what, you learn introduction, you learn about strings, STL library. So please note this. If you are learning C++, STL library is very important, like most important thing. STL library is very important for competitive programming. If you learn STL, I think you will be able to solve most of the questions easily. Then you don't need inheritance. Debugging is not needed. Other concepts, I don't think. Okay, so these three things. If you solve questions from these three topics, I think you will be good enough. After solving C++ questions, you go to practice. Then you start solving problem solving. So here you can start with easy problems. Like what you can do is that each day you can start with 2 easy problems, 1 medium problem for beginning. Then you can go with 2 easy, 2 medium, 1 hard, like that. So if you start coding, you will be able to complete it easily. What is the next question?
Where can I ask something?
Yes, yes. Ask.
Yeah, like many of us, like me, we don't know much about CS branch or like coding, everything we don't know. So how to start as a beginner, like how to learn coding and how to go for competitive programming or web development, like that. Everything, please tell us.
Okay, so for web development, I would say you do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because if you do all three, you will be very good with front end. That is front end part. But if you want to go with back end, you have to go with Node.js. That is what do you say, a bit advanced than HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But for now, I would say you first start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and if you like web development, you can go with backend also. And for coding, I would suggest you to take any language. Like I think you should take C++ only because it is very commonly used. A lot of people use C++. So just take C++, take a video on YouTube. Okay, just understand the basic syntax, like how C++ syntax works, like how to define a variable, how to, what do you say, define a for loop, how to define if statements. Once you understand the, what do you say, syntax of C++, then you can start with HackerRank. You go to HackerRank, you select the, what do you say, problem solving section, and inside that you start solving easy questions. Then you go to medium questions. Once you solve easy questions, you will get a confidence like I can solve questions, like I am able to solve questions. So with this, what do you say, slowly you will be, what do you say, getting the hang of it. Like you can't get it at once. First you have to understand, or first you have to learn a language. That is the most important thing. Like just start with C++, learn the language, then you start solving problems. Like then you will understand how to solve problems using programming languages. Once you do that, then you can come into, what do you say, competitive coding. Like you can solve questions. For competitive program, I think we will be having sessions. So in those sessions, you can ask questions to us. You can understand how we solve the questions, so that, what do you say, you will also understand how to, what do you say, approach a question, how to do this, do that. So we will be teaching all that. Don't worry. What you need to do from your side is you need to learn a language. You need to, what do you say, practice using HackerRank at all. That's it.
Okay, Bhaiya. So for now, in like first mid sem, we have to learn a language, go to HackerRank and do some questions, like only
HackerRank.
these things. No?
Go to HackerRank and start solving questions, and join, what do you say, Coders Club sessions. So here we will be teaching you how to, what do you say, apply your knowledge, apply your coding knowledge on, what do you say, problems, like how to solve problems using coding. So we will be teaching that.
Okay, nothing then, nothing apart from this, no?
No, nothing. Like if you want, you can, what do you say, that is all up to you, according to your manner. I think this will be enough for, what do you say, one sem. That's it.
Okay.
To get started. What is the next?
Syntax of both C and C++ is almost same. So can we start directly with C++?
That's why I'm saying C++ because C or C++ is also what do you say? Very similar. So if you learn C++, when you get C on your course, you will also learn C. So I don't think there will be any problem.
Okay.
Bhaiya,
As
can
of
I ask
now,
something?
हाँ
Yeah, Bhaiya, I want to know, as you have said, for now I have to learn the syntax only of C++.
yes.
So can you please suggest me any channel to learn C++?
Channels. See, so I don't remember any channel. If you want, I can
Like code,
look into some YouTube channels and I will suggest one after the meet.
Okay.
like
Okay.
code with Harry भैया.
Code with Harry, I have seen web development videos in that website. So I think it is good.
Okay.
Okay, so with regards to YouTube, I would suggest you start seeing Striver videos like Take You Forward. There is a channel. It is a very good channel if you want. You can see that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? No problem. So I learned Python in previous year. Where does that help me majorly? If you have learned Python, I think you can. What do you say? First of all, Python will be taught to you uh, in your second year, I guess. So it will help you there. And also, if you want to go to machine learning and data science, Python is widely used there. Python is also a very good language, but with regard to with respect to competitive programming, it is not widely used because Python is considered to be slow compared to C++. But because of its features, Python is more suitable for machine learning more rather than C++. What do you say? Competitive programming. Python is also a very good language if you want to go into machine learning and all. Anything else? Which computer language? Cyber security. So I don't have any idea about cyber security. I think there are a lot of cyber security experts, like people who are good in cyber security in second year. So you can ask them. Web development taught in class, or we have to learn online. I think Victor sir will take your web development class. Do you have a course on that? Anyone? JavaScript.
Yes.
So you can do web development. So I would say that all the projects that Victor sir gave you, if you do them by your own without cheating, you will become uh, average in web development. You will be able to make websites easily. And with that, I think Technical Club is also initiating a project system like where seniors will be mentoring juniors in some projects like college websites and all. So if you have a basic idea on web development, you can join the projects and there you can learn more like how GitHub works, how you can collaborate with others, how you can collaborate with that is there. And also you will also be learning React. Like React is one step forward after HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So you will be learning React with us if you want. If you want to go into web development, you can join these projects. So these will be handled by Technical Club. You can ask them anytime. Anything else?
Sir, what is GitHub?
Hello? Seminar.
Sir, what is GitHub?
Okay, so GitHub is, wait, 1 second. Show you. I think this is not working. Okay, wait. So GitHub is basically what you can say is that it is a website that uses that helps you to maintain versions of your software. Like for example, if I created a website like Dhruva website, okay. So after creating the website, I uploaded my code in GitHub. So GitHub stores a version of that. Then in the next year, I want to create Dhruva 2.2. So I will make changes into the Dhruva website and upload my update my repository. So what GitHub helps us in doing is that if I want to go from Druva to, like, if I had added a feature in my Druva website which I don't like if I added a pop-up screen which I don't like, and I want to go back to the previous code. So if you don't have GitHub, it will be very difficult, because when you will see that, when you will get started web development, you will see that if you make a very small change, what do you say, a lot of things change. Like if you want to revert a change, it will be very difficult, because you will be editing a lot of files. There will be a lot of code. There will be 1,000 lines of code, and you have to find where I made the changes. But if you are using GitHub, what GitHub does is that it keeps track of all these changes. Like it will keep track ki humne, what do you say, we changed this part here, this part here. So if I want my code, if I want to, what do you say, discard the changes which I made recently, if I'm using GitHub, I can do that very easily, because GitHub manages all that for me. So that is what very basic idea of GitHub. This is a very basic idea of GitHub actually. Actually, this is GitHub. GitHub is what do you say? GitHub is something that manages Git. So Git is actually the real thing that works behind GitHub. GitHub is just to manage. Git is the, if I explain Git to you right now, I will confuse you more, because I am not prepared for that right now. But you basically think of GitHub like a version manager. It will just manage all the versions of your app. If you want to go from one version to another, if you want to go to the previous versions, you can go to the previous version easily with GitHub, because it manages all your versions. Like it is just a basic idea. If you want to learn more about Git, it is a very important, what do you say, skill that you should have. All the programmers should have Git knowledge. You can see videos that will be your, I think there will be a GitHub classes for you also. Don't worry about that. Someone will take it from Technical Club. For right now, I don't think you need to learn what is Git. You just need to start building your web development concepts first before collaborating. Just forget everything that I said about Git, because I think it will confuse you. Okay, you just go to a good, what do you say, YouTube video, just see what they are saying, and then what do you say, you will have a basic idea about Git, what is Git and GitHub. Then you can, what do you say, attend any classes, that if you conduct any classes, you can attend them. I think that will be good. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. Just forget everything about Git that I said. Any other questions?
Bhaiya, may I ask something? So as of now, as we haven't learned the language completely, so would you suggest first to learn language completely and then participate in contests, or do it simultaneously along with learning the language?
I would suggest you to first practice questions. Like, wait 1 second. Where is that? I hope you can see right this page. No. Okay. So you see there is a problem set page, right? So all the problems that they have given here was once asked in a contest. So what you can do is, if you are able to solve these questions, like if you open a question, if you are able to solve these questions, that means that you are prepared to give a contest. So that will be the, what do you say, go ahead, I guess. Because if you are able to solve a question from the practice section in code forces, that means you can give a contest, because these questions they asked in previous contests. So before, what do you say, ruining a rank in code forces, you can first try it here. Like if you are able to solve this, that means you can go ahead with contest. That's what I would suggest. First learn a programming language, keep solving these, try to solve these questions. If you are able to solve this, that means, what do you say, you can give contest.
Yeah, Cyril, just a thing to point out, like many of the students were asking whether to like completely understand the programming language and then hop into like solving questions. So the main things of starting out programming language is just input, output, and basic arithmetic operations. Okay, these and plus loops. Loops was a great concept with if-else statement. So these are the five. Yeah, these are the 5 things that you would understand first. then you would be able to solve a question of like the code forces. A question is the easiest one. A, B, C, D, E, F. So F is the like most hardest, and A is the easiest. So you can solve a question with these concepts in any programming language. Okay, so just learn out these concepts: if else statement, for loop, input outputs. Okay, and then you can move on with other concepts like of C++ in depth concepts whenever you like whenever you feel like this question is not able, I am not able to solve this question, what is the concept behind it, then you can move forward over that question. Okay, so these like basic stuff you can like first have, and then like you can move ahead to the more complex stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, just like Rishabh said, so we can do, what do you say, the basics of a programming language like loops and all. Then you can try solving questions. If you are not able to solve, then you can try again. You can see what they have used in their solution. Like solutions will be given in the website. Let me show you if I can. I think the solution for this one is not given. Solutions will be given. If the solutions are not given, you can ask us. We will give you the solution. Like, there is a tutorial section here. So here you can see. So for one, they have given, what they say, the logics that they have used. There is also, what they say, problem notes, something like this. See, so there is solutions in, what do you say, in which language is it? So C++ solution. See, the solution is given. You see what they are using in their solution. If you are not familiar with that syntax, you can learn that and you can come back to questions. So that is what you can do. Anything else?
Whether if I want to continue in web development, do we have any sites to practice, like code forces?
For web development?
Yes.
For web development, I think in HackerRank itself.
So the basic thing about like the major thing about web development and these development related roles is you don't have any website as of stuff. Okay, you have to make projects out of it. Okay, for example, in a web development you have to make a project, or in app development you have to make a project. So there are websites for hackathons. Okay, for hackathons there are website, and in hackathons you can submit those projects of web development or app development, and then you can like win prizes and all, and come up in the top of the leaderboard. So there is that. So there is no competition as of stuff like in web development to focus on, but there is competitions on project side. So you can make projects from web development and then submit it to the hackathons. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically competitions for web development in general would be hackathons, because in hackathons you will be given a problem statement. You have to like, for example, they will ask you to make a software that will improve farming system. So you can either use a mobile app or you can use a website. So this is the type of competition that is there in development field. You have to solve a problem by creating a website or a software. So that is where you can compete in web development, basically. Anything else?
Who are more paid, software developers or web developers?
More what? Good.
Paid.
Acha, paid. I think both are.
See, like these highly depend on the company, first of all, and plus the area. Like if you're talking about India, if you're talking about US and other stuff. So this is highly contradictory. Like you can check out Stack Overflow, okay, for the highest paying salary and other things. Like you can check out the internet. So this is like very dynamic. You cannot predict anything.
Yeah, you can't predict these things. Like,
okay,
it will depend on the company and the role also.
Okay, thank you.
Anything
So, what kind of courses should we take from Neptel?
else? Acha, NPT. So I haven't used any NPTEL courses personally. Rishabh, if you know anything.
Like I personally haven't used anything from NPTEL, but like you can check out any questions that aligns with your area of interest. For example, if you want to be good at DSA, there is a course for DSA as well in NPTEL. Then whenever like your semester 3 would contain, I think so, operating systems and all the concepts like SQL and other things. So if you feel like your faculty is a little bit lagging behind in operating system stuff and you want to go in deep in the subject, then you can take the NPTEL course from the operating system side. So there is that. Like you can always, like if you want to have a good understanding of any topic, then you can go with NPTEL.
Okay.
Anything else?
How to manage time between these contests and classes?
Okay, so most of the contests will be after 8 o'clock, like in code forces. Most of the contests are conducted either at 6 or 8. So I think that will not clash with your, what do you say, classes. Even in code chef, the contests are at 9 or 8 only. So that is not a problem. If you're saying, you mean this, right? Will this answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, when will be able to participate in hackathons?
You can participate even today also if you want. Like
So after learning how much, means after completing a course on web development.
See, like hackathons mainly focus on your idea. Okay. So like let's suppose I want to participate in a hackathon and possibly win it. Okay. So now hackathons usually occur in a weekend tenure. Let's say a hackathon is starting on Friday. Okay, Friday afternoon, night, and it will complete by Sunday night. Okay. These type of tenure is there. Then the main focus of the hackathon is that you have to participate in just go with an idea. Let's suppose I want to build a to-do list. Okay, this is a very simple idea. Okay, I want to make a to-do list in hackathon. Okay, but now the thing is want to have something creative out of it. Okay, just a simple to-do list would not be a good stuff. Okay, now what I do is I add a location like finder or something like that into a to-do list or something like that. Okay, now you know the stuff, you know that you have to build this app doing this and these things, but the real problem is now the technology you would be using. Okay, you would be using web development or app development. First of all, okay, you choose like let's say web development you choose. Okay, then you see that you don't have any enough knowledge about HTML or React or anything. Okay, now the thing is that those 2 days or like this entire week of the weekend, you can learn stuff. Okay, you can learn HTML, CSS. It would not take it would take only 1 to 2 days to just go through the revision, like just a brief introduction for the web development. Okay, and then you can in the weekend time you can go in deep with the with your project and apply those things that you have learned in the whole week. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the generally the tenure of the things that you just first learn stuff in a weekend like week time, and then you can apply those in weekend.
Means it's like creating a website with a team.
Yeah.
Yes.
New website.
Website or application, anything.
Yes, sir.
Just start by creating your own project. If you are able to, what do you say, create a project, then I think you can go into hackathons.
Okay, sir.
Okay, anything else?
Sir, in Google hash codes, how they will select people to the interviews?
Like, first of all, if you are able to qualify to finals, I think that will be a milestone. Like if you are scoring high, like if you are qualified for finals, I think that will be enough. I guess, Rishabh.
For what? Like I
Like
didn't hear.
getting interview calls from Hashcode and all Google
Okay.
competitions.
See, hash code is completely different. First of all, like not only you need to have a basic understanding of a language, but also you need to have understanding of NP hard problems. Okay. So these are problems that could not be solved by a computer itself. Okay. It cannot be solved. Okay. These problems are something like they cannot be solved by anyone. Those are given in hash codes. Okay. And then you have to find out a solution that is most optimal. Okay. So that is all about like Google hash code. So like I would say that these contests, if you want to ace the contest, first of all, these like some are team based, so ICPC and hash code. So you can first of all find out a good teammates and all, and then you can learn about first of all the language, then the algorithms and stuff, and then proceed with these things.
Rishabh, he was asking how can we get an interview call from Google
Acha, acha,
through
okay.
these contests.
This is like top 100 or 200 gets the call. Yeah.
Thank you.
Other question. If there are no more questions, we can continue.
NP hard problems can be solved by. It's okay. There's Google Summer of Code. Like Cyril, could you explain that? Yeah.
1 second.
Okay, so I'll just say Google Summer of Code is just like there are projects from every other. So Google Summer of Code is like something like there are projects from every organization that collaborate and give their projects in Google like Google GSOC. Okay, and then like once they are received by GSOC, the GSOC team selects some of the projects out of it and like open that reviewing file. Like they just open the contributions from us, like the developers. Okay, we all can go and register for them, like those projects, and give a some kind of like our interest form. Okay, there is like a message can be like delivered to the concerned organization project manager. Okay, and those stuff. So those people we need to give like a proposal. Okay, I didn't get the word proposal. Okay, we need to give them a proposal that we would be collaborating on this stuff and this stuff, and our solution is this. Okay, and we would be implementing by this and this. If they like your solution and if they like your implementation, then they would be like giving you an opportunity to be a part of GSOC. Okay, if your proposal is accepted, then you would be going to be a part of GSOC. Now in GSOC, your stipend and everything are there. Like you can search around in internet. So there would be a given stipend amount to the students, and then there would be like you would be given some cool stuff or something like that, and then you will be collaborating on those like projects and all by the great organizations that have submitted their projects. Yeah.
Can we get a job from GSOC in Google?
No. GSOC does not provide any job for in Google, but it is a great thing to have on your resume if you clear the GSOC.
I think one of our seniors who went into GSOC got Amazon, I guess. No?
Like he didn't clear Amazon. Like okay.
His company was acquired. That was
okay.
Okay. Anything else?
NPTEL credits will be counted in college credits. I don't think so.
No.
Counts. You can also, like, once you confirm from Ebin sir, our academics department head, you can confirm from him, but it does not count as far as I.
Shall we continue?
Can I ask?
Yeah, ask.
Yeah, Bhaiya, I want to know that by understanding the C++ language, all the if statements, else statement, and loops, can I able to solve the basic coding questions?
Yeah. Basically, in coding questions, what you need is logical thinking. Like if you have a logic, the logic will be mostly you can code your logic with if statements and all.
Okay.
There are in what is if you increase the level of questions, then you will be needing algorithms. If you have to implement algorithms. So for that, you have to, what do you say, learn, practice algorithms, like different algorithms are there.
DSA.
DSA, you have to know what are different data structures. For some questions, you need some data structures. For some questions, you need some algorithms to be used. So for that, you will have to learn DSA. But
Okay.
if you know if statements, you will be able to code basic questions like in A level questions in Codeforce.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I seen some article in our site like Amazon hired 3 people or some people from our college. Is it right?
Amazon, Amazon. I think there is Rishabh. Is there anyone?
No, no, no. From our our seniors batch, I don't think so.
A
It's
seniors batch. The best placement was, I guess, Prabal Bhaiya, who got into media.net.
no, no, no. Best was Pushpam Bhaiya.
Acha,
Nvidia.
Acha. Media same company.
So how much? What is the highest package?
Package, I don't know. Like I don't remember, but
It is,
it
I
would
guess,
be in the site. I think so.
35 plus.
Thank you.
I guess 35 plus.
Okay.
Yeah, he is placed at media.net. Anything else?
Hello, yeah. I have a question. Like, you have told all this site about practicing question, but for learning programming and concept, what are the websites do you suggest?
For learning, I would say you search Google videos like basics of C++. So after you know some syntax, you can go to HackerRank. Basically, HackerRank, I think by solving questions, you can learn at HackerRank also. As such, I think only YouTube is there if you want to say if you know nothing about C++, you can watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos. When you know the basic syntax, you can go into HackerRank. And there is also a website called Geeks for Geeks. It is a very, very good website. Like all of us use it. So you can go there also. In Geeks for Geeks, there are different sections for competitive, what do you say, C++ and all. Wait, 1 second. I will show you that site also. Geeks. Okay, so can you see this?
Yes,
Hello?
yes.
Yeah, so see, there is a section for C++. There are sections for data structures, algorithms. I think this will be I think this will be enough for you if you practice C++ from here. All the
Okay, thank
concepts
you.
are there, SQL library is there. So you can use this also if you want.
Okay, thank you.
And the site it is given that the highest package of this year was 42 lakhs.
I think Prabal Bhaiya's salary was increased, right? Rishabh? I don't think.
Yeah. After revision, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. His initially it was 30 something and then it was increased to 42.
Okay.
So that's why they mentioned 42 there. Anything else? Anything? Okay, so the final thing that I would ask you is to, what do you say, be a part of Coders Club. You can be a teacher, you can be a problem setter for contests. Do we use Oops? No, Oops is not used very much. So you will be having, you can either join Coders Club as a teacher or a problem setter. Like problem setters, you will be, what do you say, responsible to create or what do you say, search for problems to conduct, what do you say, our local competitions like monthly competitions. So you will be giving questions and hosting competitions. So that will be your role as a problem setters. Then teachers will be taking sessions. If you want, you can join as a teacher also. Then you can join as a social media handler. So we will be releasing forms for all these. So you can fill them if you want and you can join Coders Club. So that was it. Anything else? Doubts?
But do we have any limit of students to participate in a club?
For now, it is not there, but I don't think we will limit students in Coders Club because coding is very important. So we don't want anyone to miss out.
Except from coding like photography, videography, like that.
I don't think so.
No, as of now, there's no.
No,
So
now
there's someone with who. What is the difference between technical club and chorus club? So the main difference is that technical club is managing all the technical side of our whole institute, whether it be EC branch, cybersecurity branch, or CSE branch. Coders Club being a sub club of technical club, and other like clubs like Coding Ninjas, GFG, and GDSC. Those all come under technical club, as and technical club being a parent club. So that's the whole difference between them.
programming languages like I think C++ will be enough if you want to get started. It will be enough for your entire journey, I guess. In competitive programming, I guess C++ is enough. If you learn C++, you can reach good ranks in competitive programming easily. Okay, so for those of you who are not in Coders Club group, we will be creating another group shortly, and you can join that. We'll be sending you the mails. No problem. Okay, yeah, we will send you links. Anything else? Doubts? No, let's say either Telegram or Discord. We were thinking to create a Discord server for Coders Club. That will be easy. IHD. What is IHD? Patil Aditya Arun.
Hello.
MLH.
Hello. Hackathon for 9th January from 17th.
MLH. Okay. So for MLH, you joined the guild, right? You registered, I guess.
So for MLH thing, see, you don't need to have any programming language or knowledge or anything, because see, the tasks provided every day would range from a simple calculator building to a more complex stuff, AI stuff. Okay, so it depends on you how you take the task and whether you want to complete it or not. Okay, it is not mandatory to complete every task or everything in LSG hackathon, in MLH LSG. Okay, so it depends on, like, it is completely on your pace, and if you want to have view the Twitch stream, you can. It streams every day, I think so, around 10:30. So they would be giving every instruction about the next upcoming day and all. So it depends completely on you whether you want to do what you want to do with the tasks that are provided.
Is NPTEL courses are up to from basic to advanced level?
I think it is mentioned in NPTEL courses whether there are any prerequisites for the course. Okay, so you can first of all, if you are having some course, so if it has some prerequisites, for example algebra and mathematical computation, so you can first of all see if you have those knowledge for the algebra and these stuff. If you don't have, then you can search out that. Otherwise, it's if there are no prerequisites in any course, then you can enroll as it is. Yeah, then it is a beginners friendly course. Yeah.
Rishabh, can you clear the doubts regarding MLH guild?
Yes, 1 second.
They're saying guild is not listed in the website.
So have you received? Okay, you will receive a communication from us that the guild name is changed from. We got email. Okay. Okay. Like, Tanuj, did you get the mail or not for guild? Okay. But we are sending it to batch 2021 only. Okay.
There is a problem in the mail. We
Okay,
also
okay.
see the same thing.
Sir, do you happen to know what is the name of the guild?
Name of the guild is Chaosis. Chaosis.
Okay, yeah.
I'll just write in the chat as well.
Yes, sir.
From which email ID have you received the email? Can you like anyone type it out?
Technical, our batch received from technical. 1 second, let me check.
Yeah. No, the name change email, because I don't think it is informed yet. The name change. We would be sending the like an official email for name changing of the guild. Yeah. But it was announced in the server. Yes. Okay. Discord, it is there. Yeah. Okay.
If there are no doubts, we can end the session. Idea for freelancing. I think for freelancing, you can talk to Pushpam Bhaiya. He is very good. I have never tried freelancing. We can talk to 4th year Pushpam Bhaiya.
Or you can talk to your senior Prajwal.
Prajwal also, you can talk to him.
Where can we get their mails, Pushpam Bhaiya?
1 second. Okay. Share this number.
Bhaiya, can you tell something about guild? I don't know what is that.
Rishabh.
Yes. First of all, there's MLH organizes local hack day build from throughout a week. That would be starting out this week, next week, from 9th. Okay. So what this event is all about? This is this event is all about first of all building something like new, developing something new that they will be providing, and networking with other people. Okay. May it be your batchmates, may it be your people from outside our college or outside India or anyone. Okay, so they would be there in the MLH Discord server. Okay, you can join them, and everyone would be like doing some of the other tasks for MLH LHD build. Okay, every day there would be around 10 to 15 tasks, and completing those tasks would there would be some like small swags as well after the event. So you can first of all communicate, like have those tasks done, and then every like one task per day should be done to have a particular swag or something like that is there. These rules would be provided to you by a Twitch stream. Okay, and everything about LHD build would be provided to you using a Twitch stream which they conduct. Okay, so that is whole LHD. And what is guild? Guild is just a group that we are making for our IIIT Kotem community as well as outside. Okay, anyone from throughout the world could join that group, Chaosis. Okay, you can join it. Like everyone from IIIT Kotem can join it, and other than IIIT Kotem can also join it. So yes, previously we had like around 3rd position for the guild. So guild position is decided based on the scores that guild members have. Okay, every task you complete would have a 1 score for the use yourself and for the guild as well. So the higher the score for the guild, the higher is the ranking. For just saying that, we had third position for the guild throughout the world in last to last LSD. Okay, and even last to last LSD, we had around fifth position for the guild, and we had positions from around second, third, fourth, and seventh position for our guild members. So individual position was also there. Uh, so yeah, you can like have just a look around for this activity, and the task could be like somewhat very simple. Okay, this could go just having a paint sketch like for the guild logo to like very complex tasks like AI stuff and all. So the task ranges. Okay, you can just do the simple ones first and just have the like have a little enjoyment throughout the week. So it's just a cool activity, nothing to fear about it. Yep.
C language is accepted in MLH.
See, MLH, like it's about building a project. Okay, so you can build in any language. Project can be
Yeah.
accepted in any language, and even like what is MLH? MLH is an organization that conducts hackathon. Okay, Major League Hacking is the full form of MLH, and that conducts hackathon throughout the week. Okay, and like yes, so you can build in any language, and even there would be one task that I think so every year they give. That would be finding out new language. Okay, and saying hello world in those language. So you can just have it in like any language you want. I think so use Shakespearean language. So there are many languages that you even don't know. Okay, you can build hello world in those languages. So yeah, it's pretty good.
So regarding the mails, we are talking to the technical assistants. So
Okay, could you like point out which emails
can you just share the mail?
did you didn't receive? Like your batchmates received, but you didn't receive. Uh, uh, Laptop specifications, I think I mentioned in the last meet, so it's not necessary here.
Don't buy productivity laptops, buy gaming laptop because you might need that later. If you want to get into Blender and all game development, if you want to perform AI tasks, you will need a gaming laptop. So buy something with good graphics.
Okay, like except for today, I think so today was sent by Coders Club email ID, and that thing you didn't receive. So except for today, anything like previous emails, today's one I like we will inform.
Yeah, the remaining they are fine. Only 2 days were a problem.
Okay, okay. Today's one, okay. That Coders Club email ID is the problem, so we will communicate with that.
Thank you.
See, discussion regarding laptops can be done later.
Okay, and just to inform that you can inform your batchmates, those who could not join. We would be having meets again, like after after this meet, we would be having it on Zoom or other media. Okay, so this would not be Google Meet would not be there. We thought we had a G Suite package, and that would allow 250 plus 250 students, but seems like G Suite basic package does not allow, and G Suite advanced package allows 250. So yeah,
I
that
think,
was yeah.
Zoom allows more than like,
Yeah,
Zoom
yeah, yeah.
allows more people, right? So next
So
time
yeah, we can have it on Zoom next time, and a recording would be uploaded on Technical Club's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out there.
So
Okay.
Harsh, I think Blender is not taught in college curriculum. You have to learn
Yep.
it by your own. And Satish, in the sessions we will be solving questions only. Like we will be taking 2-3 questions with from a topic. You'll be solving. You will be given time to solve the questions by your own. If you are not able to solve them, then we will discuss the solutions so that you can understand where you went wrong. Yeah, you can leave if you want. If anyone has doubt, they can ask.
Will college will teach us how to develop the games, game development, and all?
No, game development is not there.
Like there would be some sessions by your seniors, like your immediate seniors. So
Like if you
can
want,
take
seniors can take sessions.
Okay.
That will be informed later. If there will be any ranking system in Coders for activity. We are thinking to introduce a ranking system. So according to your code person,
Can you name any one of the senior who is doing the competitive programming?
Seniors, the best one would be Prabal Bhaiya. Then
Seshadri specialist.
Seshadri is very good. Then we have Aryan. Aryan is also good.
Sorry, I can't listen.
That is first one is Prabal. Then we can also contact Seshadri and Aryan. Prabal is senior, like 4th year student. Then from 3rd year there are Seshadri and Aryan.
How can I contact them?
You can contact them through LinkedIn if you want, or you can just ask for their numbers from any seniors or in any group.
Okay.
If you don't have a LinkedIn account, just create a LinkedIn account, search for their names.
Yeah, today I have created, sir.
You can just search for Seshadri and you will find them.
So, Bhaiya, what's the full name of Prabal? Prabal Bhaiya, what's the full name?
Prabal Kalia.
Prabal Kalia, right?
Prabal Kalia. Let me check.
Anything else?
Kalia. Yeah, I got him.
Okay, so I'm ending the meet. Good evening. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.